This week on SBS Live, we brought in Laura Kelsey, a female folk artist, blues artist from Coquitlam, BC. Talented artist and a writer with a point of view, we were set up and ready for her arrival here at Sleeping Bag Studios. But what we actually got was Laura Kelsey plus one. She brought in her dog Tundra for some questioning as well here at Sleeping Bag Studios. So we dismantled our setup indoors and moved them to the outdoors to keep them in comfort while I sat there in the cold in my t-shirt in mid-November. Thankfully, she's a warm artist with a great heart, a great dog, makes great conversation. So let's learn a little bit about Laura Kelsey right now through a few video clips right here on SBS Live This week.
Said, whoa, whoa, a wild mountain woman, whoa, 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 whoa,
Right.
Whoa. Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Laura, for being here with Sleeping Bag Studios today. And where I want to start right off the top is I want to talk about yesterday. I want to talk about Remembrance Day. I want to talk about the fact that you were in my hometown of Port Coquitlam, and why don't you just tell me kind of whereabouts in Port Coquitlam you were and how it went?
Well, thanks for having me here, Jeremy. Yesterday, yeah, it was Remembrance Day, and I was invited there by some very nice gals at the Legion in Port Coquitlam, and I guess that's right downtown Shaughnessy, at the Cenotaph and at the Legion, as well as ceremonies. And just sang "O Canada" there, and yeah.
I love that.
Did some. I was kind of held hostage there too until I sang "Amazing Grace," which was interesting.
Oh, really? Was that like kind of unplanned? Like you didn't know that was going to happen? Or?
No.
Wow.
I sang "O Canada" at the Legion in 100 Mile House.
Okay.
For Remembrance Day, and I also at different hockey games, as well as different events.
So you've got it under your belt.
Yeah, it feels good.
You got it under your belt. You're all good.
Everyone knows it. Everyone sings along. It's good energy to have that all going on.
I would imagine so, yeah. So for those of us that have either recently discovered you or don't know you at all, give us an idea of just kind of how you grew up, where, and what that was like.
Grew up in Coquitlam, mostly. Port Moody, Coquitlam, and it was fine.
Fine, just regular childhood, no life-changing events?
It was an everyday life-changing event?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you're telling me you would consider yourself, if you were to go back in time, just an average kid, just head down, working, no thoughts of musical stuff at that point?
Oh, no, for sure. I sang in choir, and also involved in, I guess, doing some plays and musical theater.
Okay. So you had an acting element of kind of what you used to do?
I don't know if I'm so good at acting.
Fair enough.
Singing was fine. The singing, yes, I hope.
So when it came time for that, when it came time to the singing part, who confirmed it for you that you had talent? Or was that something that you looked for? Did you just know it?
In grade 6, there was a defining moment, I guess. In grade 6, I was singing at a Mother's Day tea, or grade 5 or grade 6, and the women really felt, you could really feel that the women also felt how I was singing. I was conveying an emotion appropriately, and they were responding well.
Okay.
I don't know, and it felt like a moment of sharing.
So a lot less spoken, it was just kind of one of those things. You felt it, you knew at that moment it was time to keep on this path.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to keep sharing that experience with as many people as possible.
Right.
So people could feel what I was feeling at that moment.
Now, as far as you go, some people might not know that you've actually had your songs played US, Canada, UK.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
in different ways, for sure. Like a lot of different genres, and you know, with internet radio as well out there, it's people are pretty receptive to a lot of songs. There's some death metal songs that I found very cool. A lot of people helped out on them, and I really enjoyed it.
Right on.
So I've enjoyed sharing those songs with people.
Now, did you ever get that moment where you were in the car one day, you flipped on the radio, and there you were?
For sure. The
Okay.
first time I heard a song that I was had helped write and was singing on was in a band called Gordred, and it was SFE radio, and I was sitting in a parking lot.
Yeah.
In my old Volvo, turned on the radio, and like I was driving around trying to get the right signal, and
Coming through all staticky in the
yeah,
background.
but it was
and
great.
yeah.
It was exciting. It felt very nice.
Absolutely. I would think that that's got to be kind of one of those, again, just kind of defining moments along the path kind of thing, that, another affirmation of, all right, I'm making it.
Oh, it felt good.
So, just an observation here, but I was watching the video for We Run Again. And, well, I was watching several videos. We do our research here.
Thank you.
But yeah, in the video for We Run Again, now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but that's completely driving.
Yes.
100% of the time. So
Yes.
now, do you feel that there is there a need for videos to have kind of a lyrical representation in them, or did we just maybe miss the point when we watched it here?
We Run
Fill
Again.
us in.
Okay. The song is the song is about moving too much and just our society in general. We're moving much too quickly to recognize what's going on around us. And we run again over hills of no consequence. We run again over hills that don't exist. Offer up our lives for love. Never wonder what it's made up of. If we run, we can't see what's near. Keep on running in fear. Ooh.
Love it.
So the fact that the movement was more what I was going for in the video.
So much more, more of a societal thing than a literal definition of somebody just jogging down the road. Fair enough.
And there'll be a remix. Someone did a remix of that as well. Tyler Watt. He's very cool.
This is the infamous Tyler W.
Yes, Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler W.
Okay,
right?
I didn't know the last name before, but now we do. That's good.
Yeah, he's a beat artist from Langley,
Okay.
and we actually went to elementary school together.
Oh, we did? Okay. Well, you
So, and then when we reconnected randomly,
totally jumped ahead in my interview
Years
here.
later.
That's
Sorry.
a question for way later, but that's okay. That's who Tyler W is. We wanted to know that. Now, another thing I thought was really cool. Video for Prisoner of Thought. You can actually see your breath coming out the other side of the
right.
harmonica.
Yes.
That is awesome. First of all, artistically it looks really cool.
Good.
I thought in a video, I don't remember ever seeing that before, which is something that kind of for what might, after you see it, you're kind of like, wow, how have I not seen that before? But I thought it was shot really well, and I mean, it must have been cold. Tell me about that video. Like, where did they have you in a meat
good.
locker?
Well, thank you for watching it. I appreciate it. Prisoner of Thought was shot by Charles Jones of Hun City Productions.
Okay.
He's out of Forest Grove, like near the South Caribou of BC.
Yeah.
Right now he's in Kamloops for a stint, and he's doing a lot of taping there. But the video was shot in his hayloft, in his off-grid home in Forest Grove. Off-grid home.
You specify off-grid.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
amazing. They have an amazing life. And the smoky harmonica, was it smoky or was it breath?
Right.
It's up in the air.
Okay.
And there was also a horse halter.
That's right. Yeah,
involved as well, and that's for Charles when he was using them harnesses.
Okay.
Harness plowing.
Right.
So very cool.
Wow. So for those people that had that were feeling horrible for you, that you were freezing, there could be a bit of movie magic in there. We don't really know, but we're thinking we might have a bit. So as far as the overall process for your videos go, because my impression has been that they are well shot and that they are well put together, but kind of correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like you're finding a way to get a whole lot out of maybe just a little. You know what I mean?
Isn't that life?
I'm not trying. It is. But I'm not trying to be insulting or negative in any way. I'm just saying that I think the way that you guys have expanded on some kind of maybe basic concepts and the way that you shot them is really what's making these videos as artistic and well thought out as they are.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, like how do you guys come up with or how do you come up with the concept? Is that left up to you, or?
Oh yeah, mostly yeah. And then Charles as well. I worked with him on a few videos, and sometimes he would come up with things too. And it was there were shared visions there for sure.
Right.
Other videos, whatever is able or can happen at that moment.
Right. So I think that's kind of where I was going. You're using
Yeah,
whatever's at your disposal, and you're
you.
making it work.
Yeah.
And that's important to kind of point out. Now, just basic question about kind of pop culture as a female being in shape. Is that something that at all you feel the pressure of the industry to be like that, or have you always been this way? Sorry, I was looking at the pictures earlier and I was like, hey, she's real thin. I have to be honest about this. Like, has she always been like this?
No, it's running every morning.
Okay.
Eating as alkaline as possible, so it's no beet and no
Okay.
Beet pollen and a shake in the morning, and just trying to be healthy.
So it's a very healthy diet. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone should.
Now speaking
just
of,
think about what they eat, what they put into their bodies, and what they want to
they
get.
should, but they don't, do they?
No, definitely not.
Now, speaking of meat, not that you're just meat
Oh,
here,
Tundra
but
does eat meat.
I feel bad that you haven't had your opportunity. You've been sitting here the entire time. Laura, if you want to absolutely introduce your dog, you're more than welcome.
This is Tundra. She's one of two caribou specials.
Look on her face right now.
Yeah.
It's just so noble.
Are you
Like,
looking
yes,
in?
I am
Yeah.
Tundra. Thank you for having me here.
Yes.
You're in a tough genre.
What's
I would
the
think.
genre?
That's a good question. I found it kind of be like a bluesy folk rock thing for myself,
Okay.
or at least the later work that I found. So in comparisons, I don't have a ton, because I think and that's good, because I think in that sense that kind of promotes why you're unique that way. But obviously, I can see that some people would probably go Annie DeFranco or Jewel or maybe even like Feist in terms of like writing styles, that kind of thing. So it is kind of a wide open genres, and just even being a female lead and on your own, what is it that you can do, or what do you feel that you do makes you stand out in musical universe?
I hope that I've worked on my vocals a lot, and I hope that people seem to really recognize that and enjoy some of the sounds I can make, which is good.
So you're finding that you're presenting a style that people are able to identify and recognize as you.
Yeah, and hopefully it evokes something in them, some feeling or understanding, I guess.
Good.
And I hope lyrically people
Take something from it?
Yeah.
Do you find that, sorry, I'm filling in the blank with.
That's okay.
Do you feel that it's important for you to have people identify with your lyrics and be able to kind of connect with what you're saying?
That's a good question.
I ask a few every once in a while. It's like, this paper's got about 1,000 of them, I just keep going like this, and every once in a while I get really lucky.
Very nice, very nice. I just hope that people enjoy listening and people can take something from it, because I wouldn't want to be so open with so obvious, but at the same time to be too cryptic would give away any meaning at all, I guess.
Kind of alienate half the audience, and then the half that got it would probably drive you nuts.
And then again, each song has its own message, and I hope that at least you get some sort of sense of it by the end of the song.
Right.
Or maybe a couple hours later, I don't know.
Right, yeah. I guess it doesn't have to happen right away.
Yeah,
Like.
makes sense.
I know a lot of blues and folk musicians. First of all, is that what you consider yourself? Do you put yourself in a box that way, genre-wise?
I enjoy singing blues music, so
okay.
I would say that I do a lot of bluesy. My vocals do lean towards the bluesy side.
Okay. Okay. So I know that blues and folk rock, these genres typically they can get accused of rambling rather than writing.
I was just going to say, because you can just go on with the blues for hours and you can keep jamming and it's just great, and it can be the same riff over and over again.
Absolutely.
But, everybody else is adding something different.
So you like that ability to just kind of join in, you're riffing it out, and you can jump in, kind of where you're going to fit, and that's just kind of,
yeah,
works,
it's free and it feels nice.
Like
Harmonica's good as well, like with that, and one day hopefully I'll get good enough at the guitar to be able to just jump in as well. So.
Fair enough. So like, are you playing anything really at all right now, or are you just sticking to vocals?
I play guitar and I attempt to. I know, most of the standard chords, and I'm sticking to those for now.
Okay. So how long have you been working on that, would you say?
I think I've been working on it for a while, but I think I let myself get too discouraged over it.
Right.
And then I would let my, go for months without playing and then pick up again and, oh man, and then, but I think it's everybody says that at the beginning too.
It
and
absolutely
it's all
is.
perseverance. So.
Yes. My father, he, at the same time I was handed my guitar, handed me basically a lesson in Pink Floyd's Hey You. At which point I said, thanks guitar, no. I'm never going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
There's no way. And this was followed shortly by Dave Matthews Band tablature book, which is like reading a black page. I understand. I understand. You've got your metal background, which is super cool. And you're doing what you do now, which you can call it blues or call it folk rock. What haven't you done, and kind of what are you looking to do in the future? Is there anything different than what you're doing now?
I'm enjoying playing just acoustic gigs. It's kind of fun because it's so portable and you're only relying on yourself, and you pretty much, you don't let yourself down, and it feels good.
Right.
I like that.
Okay, so let's go into that. I'm jumping ahead of you again, but I want to know now.
The energy with the band is just what it's all about. You have a full band behind you, and everyone's moving, and it just feels so good. It would be great to do metal in some capacity again, for sure. So power metal, perhaps.
And is that something that you're looking for actively, or is it just something?
Well, I'm always looking for to rock out, for sure.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Okay, so now, when you're playing live, what really defines that perfect night for you? How does that look like? What does that entail?
Just as long as you don't let yourself down, I guess. You're just rocking out, and you're just giving everybody everything, then and that feels good. That's all you can do.
Well, I know you're not into dwelling on the negative, but let me just ask you basically, have you ever felt like you that you did let yourself down?
Oh, for sure. Yeah? Of course it happens, yeah, for sure.
And I think that's pretty,
almost every time with the guitar, but at the same time, I think, vocally I'm pretty happy with it most of the time.
Right.
So as long as I can do that, then it's fine.
There you go, yeah. And so, like, typically right now when you're out there performing, I've seen a few clips myself, but I didn't see a full band clip. So you do both? You do kind of like a smaller set and one with a full band, or did I just kind of...
Whenever I can find people to work with, yeah.
You're just out there working.
Well...
You're out there making music.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Everybody should.
When you've come from metal and you've come from folk rock, or blues, whatever it is, what kind of dictates your style now? Like, do you have music that's given to you, or do you create that yourself? How do you choose the direction you want to go in?
Oh, however you're feeling, I guess.
Okay. So it's just, how does that music come to you? How do you get that?
It's, you let it leak out of this dam of ideas, or this pool of ideas that's dammed, and then you just let some ideas come out, and then you create something, I think.
So, but in terms of like the actual playing, are you doing the instrumentation, or is it, is it created for you, or how does that work?
Oh, a lot of the videos that I did in the past year, or songs, I kind of did them just by myself on a really cheesy, like 2-track.
Yeah, just something portable that you could take with you, or like
on my laptop.
Right.
And but it was like a free download program, but it was good. It went well. Recorded, songs by myself, and then other ones, whenever I can.
Seems to be a way that, like, honestly, a lot of people are going as far as like singer-songwriters are concerned, but to have that ability to have something portable, so that if you've got the idea, you've got it recorded right away, and you found that beneficial.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's the more instant you can make it, the better.
Yeah. So
the more encouraging it is for the creative process.
I like to think so. Tell me about that creative process.
Tell me about your creative process.
In what hour of night, and what dictates that mood? How do you get there? How do you get into the musical zone?
There? Oh, just allowing yourself. I think it's so difficult to allow yourself because you're constantly holding it back. I think because you're trying to just get by in life, but allowing yourself.
And I can understand, because at the end of the day, you can hear that in your voice. You've got that power. You've got that extra, I don't know, what do you want to call it, 2 or 3 decibels that you can obviously go when you really want to convey that emotion. So it's good to hear that comes out in the songs as well, right?
I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. And what would you say, artist-wise, past or present, where are your influences coming from?
They certainly range from like Elton John to like Immortal, or I don't know, just there's anything that sounds good as Tori Amos.
Right.
So many but people that I meet along the way, I find are pretty inspiring more, like
so not necessarily these big giant label artists that are more the indie people that are out there.
Well, like the people that just get it done, and maybe they never make music again, but they at least gave it a shot and created something. And Cassia Parent, Candace Copley, a lot of very cool people.
And these are indie artists that absolutely deserve a shout out. These are people that
sure,
are getting it done right now.
Yes. Let's see, Drum and Bell Tower, I really appreciate right now.
Okay.
Isaac Smeal.
And where can you find all these guys? Are they local Vancouver as well, or?
These are some folks that they're more in the interior. Just people that have something to say and say it in a beautiful way. Right.
I think that's one of the things that we're committed to it, but it's a tougher thing to do, to get to those guys in the interior, because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a scene there, and it's just largely inaccessible because of where it is.
I think the internet though makes everything so accessible. It does, and
that's what I'm saying. We're gonna reach in and grab them and pull them down here, but it's tough because they're covered in snow, and they're what feels like a million miles away.
Well, there's snow there a lot.
That being said, I recognized almost the entire stretch of road I felt.
Oh, there you go. Rerun Again?
We Run Again, thank you.
And that was Highway 97, most of it.
Yeah, and then a lot of it was right by the Hell's Gate and right in between Hope and like Boston Bar kind of area.
Yeah.
So as far as your influences go, how do you keep your own music organic and kind of away from that? Or is that important?
For sure. I
Okay.
think just everyone has their own experiences to draw from, and it makes everything pretty different.
Right.
Um,
Is it necessarily bad to have one of, you know, say Tori Amos kind of come creeping into one of your songs? Is that necessarily a bad thing, or is that kind of an homage, or just a good thing in general?
I think if somebody recognized a moment of themselves in the music, I hope they'd understand it would be accidental.
Right.
I don't like.
So if it
Unless,
is there,
you
it's
know,
not forced, that's for sure. What would you say, aside from music, kind of personally inspires your writing?
Oh, rivers, trees, and shared experiences. People, like momentarily or long term.
So nature. Human nature. Nature and human nature. Wow.